Welcome back to my channel for this week's Human Design Transit Report. And today is Monday, December 12th. And the current transit that we're in right now, I talked about in last week's transit report. So if you want to go check that out, and it's going to go through this Wednesday, the 14th, go ahead and watch that video here. It's really highlighting tribal energy, and it's actually a really important transit. So go and check it out if you haven't watched it already. Then we have a new transit coming up on Thursday, the 15th, and that's what I'm going to talk about most today. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Well, the kind of important energetic shift that we have today is we're moving out of the tribal energy of the gate 45 and the gate 26, which is what we're in right now. And we're going to be moving into both individual circuitry in the knowing circuit, and we're going to be moving into collective circuitry in the sensing circuit. So basically what this means for you is we're going to move out of the emphasis on our relationships, which is what tribal energy is largely about, and we're going to be moving into a really highly intuitive energy in the gate 12 and a conceptual energy in the gate 11. But both of them are not logical, not rational, not left brain, not strategic at all. So it'll be interesting to see how they kind of play out for us during this transit. So before we go there, I just want to make a note that we still have Mars in the gate 35 and Neptune in the gate 36, creating this complete channel over here from the emotional solar plexus up into the throat. And it's there during this current transit and the one that's coming up. And it is giving us manifestor energy, right? Because we've got a motor going directly to the throat, and we do not have a defined sacral, which is what makes a manifestor. So during this time, you may find that you have an increased ability to express your emotions, to articulate your emotions, and also just to be using the power of emotional energy to be able to activate and manifest in your life. Now, if depending on what your type is you still want to be using your own strategy and authority. And you also may feel some impulses to be moving forward, just to be taking that action, because it is manifestor energy, right? It's that initiative energy. So, you might play around with it, but I would always ask your authority anyway. Use your gut response if you're a generator or a manifesting generator. Talk it through with a trusted person or group of people if you're a projector or a reflector. Okay, so let's go into the current transit of where the sun and the earth are. It's an interesting dynamic between these two different gates, because the 12, which is what the earth is lighting up, is right here on the throat, and it is in the knowing circuit. And it's known in traditional human design as caution, and in quantum human design as the channel. And so it is a place where downloads and insights and perceptions from superconsciousness can come in through that knowing circuit, and then might want to be articulated and expressed out through that gate 12. Now that's generally even more so when it's on an open throat. Here it's on a defined throat. You can see that brown square is colored in, so it's defined. But still, that energy of that 12 is this ability to be able to express and articulate these kind of breakthrough ideas, out of the box, evolutionary, mutative insights and epiphanies that can come in through that knowing circuit. I have this gate defined on an open throat, and I am pretty good at channeling energy. I mean, I'm pretty good at receiving from superconsciousness or from one of my guides, and being able to bring through their insights to both help me and to help other people. And I did discover at one point when I was speaking a lot, doing a lot of public speaking, I was like going, where did that even come out of my mouth? Like, well, I had to start recording myself, because things that were coming through were not things that I had cognitively thought. They were just insights that came through me. So you may have that happening during this week. And because the earth is lighting it up, we want to ground ourselves in the potential of what is available to us when we open up to receive, and then be able to express and articulate these really breakthrough leading edge ideas. So I suggest that you make the most of it, right? Write them down, To turn on your voice memo, go for a walk and talk into your headphones and record it, or have a conversation with other people and ask each other questions and see what's going to come through, because this is a great time to be tapping into that creative intelligence of the universe, that kind of higher consciousness, that big perspective, right, of the universe that can help us to see and perceive things really differently. And this is a really great time to be opening up to receiving that. Now, interestingly enough, the sun is lighting up the Great Gate 11, which in traditional human design is known as ideas, and in quantum human design is known as the Conceptualist. Now, this is on the ajna, which I do think of as being kind of the thinking mind, but it's in the sensing circuit. And the sensing circuit is experiential, it's embodied, it's sensual, it's creative, it's expansive. And so it has a different quality than the kind of the thinking mind that's more in the logic circuit, which is what we think of as more analytical, more linear, more focused, like that. So it's a little bit of an interesting juxtaposition between the energy of the 11, which is about ideas. Whenever I see this defined in somebody's chart, I say to them, "Do you have like a lot of ideas?" And they're like, "Oh God, so many." I'm like, yeah, no, I get it. It's funny because it's in the sensing circuit, so it has this expansive quality of lots of ideas, right? It's not linear at all, right? Because, right, brain energy is not linear. It's expansive. So one of the challenges with the Great 11 is that sometimes we can just get really overwhelmed with too many ideas. So a great thing you can do is just write them down. Just write them down, get them out of your head. Write them down, draw them, make pictures with them if you like to draw or doodle. But get it out of your head in some way that you can, and then use your authority to sort through them to see, well, what are ideas are for me and what ideas are for me now. Because you're going to get so many ideas. You're never going to be able to manifest all those ideas in your life. I mean, they're not actually all for you. Some of them are for other people. Some of them are probably for you or other people in the future, right? Some of them might not even be relevant right now. You might even just be picking up some of that from what's happening in the collective unconscious. So you want to be able to sort through them and use your authority to do that, because that's what your authority is for. But it is a bit more mental. Because it is in the ajna and it is about ideas, and it is about the ability to really conceptualize things, right, in an expansive, creative, non-linear, non-rational way. And the 12, which is what the earth is lighting up, right, in the knowing circuit, is also about bringing in new ideas, new possibilities. It's just coming in through a different channel. It's coming in with a different quality. There can be potentially a little bit of creative tension between the 11 and the 12, because one is more collective and one is more individual. But they certainly doesn't have to happen that way. And I think it's a very generative, right, or a fecund time where there's just a lot of really great energy for us to be using, to be coming up with new things, receiving new things, having new possibilities arise for us, having new ideas drop in, new concepts take on new forms and grow, and so I would just really have fun with it, right? And I would use all of the different creative tools that you have at your behest, whether that's writing in a journal, whether it's, doing a painting, or just doodling in a sketchbook, or writing a song, creating a dance, making a play with other people, writing poetry, like whatever it is, just allow yourself to let the creativity flow through you. Okay. The creativity, and then also the insights from superconsciousness that are going to be available during this time. And, that 12 in particular is about articulation, right? Because it's on the throat. So it's about articulation and activation. Whereas the 11 is more about thinking it through, right? It's a more mental kind of energy. But both can be very beneficial for you. And could be a particularly good time if you've been feeling stuck at all in your thought process, or you've been feeling a little dry, in terms of your ideas and that sort of thing. And so I would say, really have a good time with it. Tap into it, open up to it, allow yourself to be surprised, and to have something unanticipated come your way. When you take that and combine it with an increased ability to express your emotions and your emotional energy, which is coming from that 35-36, right? That motorized throat, we've got a powerful configuration for really, expressing, articulating, activating, manifesting, right? And just so you know, that manifestor energy is going to go on for the next few transits. Okay, so we're going to have that till about Christmas. So make the most of it, find things that maybe you haven't felt like you could express about your emotions, and maybe share that with somebody, you know what I mean? Because you're going to have some extra support for that during this time. And around the holidays, it's a great time to be able to express our appreciation, our compassion, our love for one another. Okay, that's my transit report for this week. I want to invite you to come and join us in the Becoming Sovereign Virtual Retreat Center. This is my new online community. And this week, we're going to be doing a live event on energetic hygiene, which is super important. It's like one of my big things that I always talk to clients about and work with people on. And then also on the 20th, which is next week, we're going to have a solstice ritual welcoming in Saturn, who is the great teacher who will be coming to us during the time of Capricorn. So the link will be below, and it's free for right now. And I really hope that you'll come and join us, because I would love to see you there. Okay, many blessings, much love. Bye for now.